What a weird game that was. What a weird game that was. And I'm going to make plenty of videos about this game. Christy Sides has got to be fired. Like, you cannot keep Christy Sides in a job after a game like that. And if you're keeping Christy Sides in a job after what she did in that game, should be fired. And I'm going to talk a bit more about that. However, there is one player that you can't deny in that game, and it was Angel Reese. Look, through 3 quarters, the best player on the floor by a mile. Okay. Is this game over? I think the game's over. But the best player on the floor by a mile through 3 quarters was Caitlin Clark. 4th quarter was all Angel Reese. And I gotta say, there's 0.2 of a second to go. They need a lob. The game's over. So Christy Sides lost that game, but the Chicago Sky willed their way back into that game. Like, you've got the Fever, who built up a 15-point lead. They built up a 12-point lead with 6 minutes 30 to go. And the Sky willed their way back in. And the best player on the floor today was Angel Reese. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Especially in that 4th quarter, the best player on the floor today was Angel Reese. And that was her best game as a pro. And Nalissa Smith had one of the worst games I've seen a player attempting to play on defense. As well as that, Angel Reese got the better of Nalissa Smith from second 1. However, Christy Sides refusing to switch the matchups and put Aaliyah Boston on Angel Reese, and at least making, because Cardoso didn't do, like, she had 16, but she wasn't really killing them. But at the same time, like, all they had to do was switch the matchups, and maybe Angel Reese has been able to be stopped. But a win's a win. That was the best game of her WNBA career, and I don't think anyone can really argue with that. She was exceptional. The best player on the floor today. And 25 and 16. That is the most impressive stat line I've seen. For people in the chat saying, like, special whistle goes both ways, I agree. Thank you so much for the $15. Really appreciate it. Like, I will say, when it comes to that game right there were a couple of phantom fouls called for Angel Reese. I think as far as the referees go, and they probably made more bad calls towards the Fever or towards the Sky and towards the Fever, but that was an absolutely exceptional game. I don't think you can blame the refs for losing that game. But yeah, the game started off was all Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter 11-point first quarter, but Kennedy Carter again slows down as the game goes on. And to start the game, Wallace is pretty good. Caitlin Clark set a franchise record 13 assists, and then in the 4th quarter, did not, other than the last possession where she got Aaliyah Boston wide open to be free, they literally did not get in. She didn't pass the ball to a shot in the second half, or in the 4th quarter. A really good game by Caitlin Clark, but badly coached. They took the ball out of her hands, which doesn't really make much sense. Kelsey Mitchell for the Fever was, I don't care that she had 24 points. She blows hot and cold, and she can't catch the ball. Like, if you watch this game, Kelsey Mitchell has 1 turnover, but Kelsey Mitchell was the cause of at least 4 team turnovers. So you're looking at, like, turnovers from other players. Kelsey Mitchell was the cause for at least 4 of them. She can't catch the ball. She misses open layups, but then she just gets stupidly hot. And you got to give credit to the Sky because they actually came out and won this game. Because this was a game where if you watch this game, the Fever should have won by 20. Like, simple as that. The Fever should have won by 20. But mostly Angel Reese willed the team back into that game in that 4th quarter. Like, Kennedy Carter was pretty good at times. Mabry really struggled today. It was the worst game I've seen her play this year. For people saying it's not a rivalry, yeah, now it's a rivalry. Now it's a rivalry. It's not 4 wins in a row there. And you know, the rivalry may not even be between... Angel Reese didn't go at Caitlin Clark in that game. Angel Reese went at Melissa Smith and destroyed her. She absolutely destroyed her. It was her best offensive game as a pro by a country mile. It was her best game. She was the best player on the floor, and especially in that fourth quarter. Like, it was the best I've seen her finish. She shot 9 of 11 from the free throw line. I think Rookie of the Year, I still think she's behind in that race because, look, as great as Angel Reese was, Caitlin Clark was equally as great for almost all that game on the other end. Like, Caitlin Clark was equally as great. Like, this was, I'm just saying this right now, this was Caitlin Clark's best game of the year and Angel Reese's best game of the year. Actually, no, it's Caitlin Clark's best quarter of the year was that third quarter. But you're looking at the 2 best rookies in an absolutely stacked rookie class. You're looking at 2 rookies that have pulled away completely. They've actually pulled away completely. For people saying Caitlin faded in the fourth, they took the ball out of her hands and they took the ball into superstar Erica Wheeler's hands. Chrissy Sides should be fired for playing Erica Wheeler alone. She is maybe the worst player I've seen. She actively takes away from everything good this team is doing. She's actively takes away from that. And there won't be a co-rookie of the year. I've called it. I think right now leading the race is Caitlin Clark. And if you're asking me who the better rookie is, I'm still saying Caitlin Clark is better. But today is all about Angel Reese. You can't judge based on one game, the body of work. Today was all about Angel Reese. And in fairness, through 3 quarters, today was all about Caitlin Clark. You have got the best rebounder in the WNBA, and if she can get her offensive game going, one of the best power forwards, and you've also got the best floor general in the WNBA, who is being put in a position where she's struggling to get open shots because the team just... I'll rant about that in another video. But I don't want to make my video talking about the game ranting too much about the incompetence of Christy Sides. If the fact that she's in a job is scary. The fact that she's in a job is scary to me. And the last possession in the game, I think for people saying rookie of the year is debatable, I think it's not a runaway. It's not going to be a runaway. I think if they go and win by 20, like they probably should have, I think it's probably a get out of my chat, you idiot. Get out of my chat. Let's talk about basketball. Get the fuck out of my chat. And chat is gone. See you guys. I think it is definitely like a race again, but I think there is still a bit of a gap, but Angel Reese has pulled it back. But I do think that these games have been, if you're talking about who was better, who were the 2 best players on the floor, it was the 2 rookies. Today, Angel Reese was better by a little bit. No question, especially in the fourth quarter. But you can't deny Caitlin Clark was not put in a position to succeed by a completely incompetent coach. And look, if Sides is getting paid $500,000 a year to coach basketball, there's hope for all of us. There's hope for all of us. If you have the ability to spot, okay, Angel Reese is going to drop 30 on our power forward, maybe let's switch the matchups. Congratulations, you're worth $500,000 as a basketball coach. But yeah,